Good evening. My name is Scott Dirks, and I'm the municipal judge for the city of Stoughton and the towns of Dunkirk, Pleasant Springs, and Rutland. The city of Stoughton will appear in all matters this evening by attorney Mason Higgins, who's seated at council table there. Before I begin calling cases, I want to go over some of the procedures that we'll follow tonight and some of your rights as defendants. These procedures are also set forth on the form that was made available to you as you came into the courtroom. First, please turn off your cell phones. Second, this hearing is for initial appearances on citations you received. This is not the time for a trial or for telling me your side of what happened. When your case is called, please come up to the podium and remember to speak clearly. These proceedings are being recorded, so you need to answer questions verbally, not by simply nodding your head or shaking it. Tonight, I'll ask you to enter a plea to the citation you were issued. Your plea options are not guilty, no contest, or guilty. A plea of guilty means that you admit you did whatever it is you're charged with. A plea of no contest means that while you do not admit doing anything unlawful, you do not wish to contest the matter. In many cases, Mr. Higgins will be in a position to make you an offer to resolve your case right here tonight. If you do not arrive at such an agreement, you should enter a plea of, if you do arrive at such an agreement, you should enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Either way, guilty or no contest, I will find you guilty. I will then review the facts of your case to determine whether there is a basis for accepting your plea, and will give you an opportunity, if you wish, to tell me anything you feel is relevant to my decision. I will then impose a forfeiture. A forfeiture is a money penalty and can be anywhere from $20,000 to $10,000. though the vast majority will be in the range of $50 to $200. I'm also required to impose court costs, which will increase the total amount you must pay. I'll automatically give you 30 days to pay your forfeiture. If you think you'll need more time than that, please let me know right away, and we can set up a payment plan. Failure to timely pay your forfeiture can result in suspension of your driver's license, or referring the matter for debt collection. If you plead not guilty, I'll schedule your case for a pretrial conference with the city attorney's office. At that time, you can discuss your case with them and see if the case can be resolved without a trial. If it cannot be resolved, I'll schedule the matter for trial. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you in your case, but you must hire that attorney on your own. The public defender's office will not represent you. You also have the right to ask me for a continuance of your case if you need to consult with an attorney or for some other reason. Those of you who are charged with operating while intoxicated or a related offense have the right to a jury trial in circuit court in Madison. However, you must post jury fees within 10 days of the date of your plea if that's what you want to do. Trials on all other offenses will be heard by me, and you'll have the right to appeal any decision I make in your case. Those of you who are charged with a traffic offense should bear in mind that in addition to having to pay a forfeiture if you're found guilty, the Division of Motor Vehicles may also impose demerit points against your license. If 12 or more points are assessed against your license in any 12-month period, your driving privileges will be suspended for a period of time. And if you hold a probationary license, those points may be doubled. Finally, if your address changes at any time while your case is pending, you must notify the court in writing within 5 days of such a change. And I'll call the first case. Thank you. State versus Natasha Weber. Ms. Weber, do you still live on 11th Avenue in Monroe?
Yes.
And you're charged with operating a motor vehicle without proper registration. Do you have proof of registration now?
Yes.
Could you show it to the city attorney, please? Mr. Higgins, what's the city's position?
Given Ms. Weber's registration being now current, I'd ask the case to be dismissed, Your Honor.
I will dismiss. Thank you for getting that fixed.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, wait, we'll get you a copy of the judgment. Just in case something gets mixed up, you can show that to DMV, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
City versus Megan Contildes. Did I say that right?
It's Contildas.
Contildes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Contildes, do you live on Mallory Avenue in Cudahy?
Yes, but I'm currently going to school in Whitewater, but that's my, home.
But that's where you get
address.
your mail and everything?
Correct, yes.
Okay. You're charged with speeding on a public highway between 25 and 29 miles per hour over the posted limit. Mr. Higgins, does the city have an offer for the defendant tonight?
The city would offer to reduce the infraction down to the next range of speeding violation, Your Honor.
Specifically what?
15 to 20.
Okay. So, Ms. Higgins, what the city is offering is that they're asking me to amend the citation to allege speeding by 15 to 20 miles per hour over the posted limit, which is a 4-point offense. What would the city be recommending by way of a forfeiture?
I'm happy with the minimum, Your Honor, the minimums.
So 98.
80.
80. Thank you. So right now, Ms. Higgins, if you were convicted of this citation, you'd probably have to pay a forfeiture of $174.40. You'd have 6 points against your license and a 15-day driving suspension. So how do you wish to plead?
I'll plead to guilt. Well, can I plead and take his
Plead to the
plea?
amended citation?
Yes, please.
So how do you plead? Guilty or no contest?
I'll plead guilty.
Okay, give me a second to look at the citation here.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? This is Ms.
Who are
Contildes.
you?
I'm her mother.
That's my mom.
This is Ms. Contildes, not Ms. Higgins.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I knew what you
I
were
didn't want you
saying.
guys to mess up your record.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, no, my eagle-eyed clerk certainly would have caught the error. Okay, I will find a factual basis for your plea. I will amend the citation as moved. I will find you guilty. I'll order you to pay a forfeiture of $98.80.
Is he saying 11, 15, or 16, 19, 20?
16 to 19, I apologize.
16 to 19.
I'm trying to load some stuff right now.
So it's
and-
still a
Thank you.
4-pointer.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Will you need more than 30 days to pay that?
No, Your Honor.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. Well, we'll give you a copy of the judgment, and that'll have information on there as to how you go about paying your forfeiture.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. City versus Taryn Rogers. Where'd you go? Ms. Rogers, do you still live on North 60th in Milwaukee?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You're charged with speeding on a public highway by 20 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. Mr. Higgins, does the city have an offer for the defendant tonight?
I'd make the same offer. We would amend downwards, Your Honor, for a 4-point infraction at the minimum 98.80 amount forfeiture in the range of 69 to 90 miles per hour over the speed limit.
I'm sorry, as to.
In the
what are
range
you
of
saying?
16 to 19 miles per hour over the speed limit.
15 to 19.
16 to 19.
16 to 19. Ms. Rogers, what would you like to do?
I'll plead guilty
To the amended
to the
cite?
amended citation.
Okay. Give me just a second here. All right, I will adopt the party's recommendation and amend the citation to allege 16 to 19 over. I'll find the defendant guilty and order a forfeiture of $98.80. Do you need more than 30 days to pay that?
I do not.
Okay. We'll give you a copy of the judgment and then you're set to go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. City versus Katie Aiello. Did I say your name right, ma'am?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
How do you spell Aiello, ma'am?
AIELLO.
Thank you so much. I found it.
And Ms. Aiello, do you still live on Hamilton and Stoughton?
Yes, I just recently moved back to town.
Okay. You're charged with failing to keep a vehicle under control while you were driving it. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Does the city have, you're also charged with operating a motor vehicle without proof of insurance. Do you have proof of insurance tonight?
Yes, I do.
Could you show that to the city attorney, please?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Higgins, does the city have an offer for the defendant tonight?
We would dismiss the charge regarding her lack of insurance, Your Honor, and then we would amend the deposit or the forfeiture downwards with respect to the operating under control charge down to 98.80.
Ms. Aiello, do you understand what the city is offering you?
Yes, and I'd like to accept.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to accept.
Okay. I will dismiss the insurance citation. And I will find you guilty on the failure to control your vehicle and order a forfeiture of $98.80.
Enter a plea.
Did you enter a plea?
Oh, no contest.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought you had, sorry. I will accept your plea and find you guilty. Have you learned anything from this experience?
Yes, I did.
What did you learn?
To not answer my cell phone.
Not while you're driving?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's what we're all hoping for. I will order a forfeiture and cost totaling $98.80. Will you need more than 30 days to pay that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll give you a copy of the judgment, and then you can be on your way.
Thank you.
City versus Victoria Smith. Ms. Smith, do you still live on South Street in Stoughton?
Yes.
You're charged with non-registration of a motor vehicle. Do you understand what that means?
Yep,
Do you have proof of your registration with you?
I do.
Fantastic.
Looks good to me. Thank you.
What's the city's position?
The city notes that Ms. Smith has corrected her deficiency and therefore would ask the case be dismissed.
And I will dismiss it. Thank you. We'll
Thank
give
you.
you proof of the judgment, and then you can go. City versus Ryan Zeitler. Mr. Zeitler, do you still live on Hole Avenue in Stoughton?
That would not be me.
Ryan
Sure.
Zeitler?
No, it should be Bryce Zettel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yep. Bryce Zettel, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you live on Shanghai Road in Judah?
Yes, sir.
You are charged with failure to yield right-of-way. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, sir.
Does the city have an offer for the defendant?
The city would amend the charge downward only in the forfeiture amount to 9880, but maintain the points at 4 points as an infraction.
Okay. Mr. Zettel, I don't know if you're aware, but this offense is one of a class of offenses that the legislature has deemed that if you are convicted, you are required, after entry of judgment, to complete a driver safety school within 6 months. If you do not, your license could be suspended for up to 5 years or until you complete that driver education class. Do you want to accept the city's offer, or do you want to have a chance to talk with the city attorney's office and see if the two of you can come up with something else?
Can I see if I could talk to the city attorney, please?
Sure. I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf for tonight. I'm not going to hold anything against you.
Okay.
All that means is that we'll move the case on to the next phase, which will be a pre-trial conference on November 20th. We'll give you written notice of that here in a second. That'll be over the phone. So
Okay.
we'll give you a date and time to call the city attorney's office, and you can discuss the case with them and see if it can be resolved without a trial. If you do get it resolved, you probably won't have to come back here, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Zettel, it's important that you do make that phone call, because if you don't, everybody's going to assume, that is the city attorney's office and myself will assume, that you're not interested in trying to do anything different with the case. You'll be found guilty, in all likelihood, you'd be found guilty of this offense and a forfeiture imposed. So it's important that you make that phone call.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie Shotliff. Ms. Shotliff, do you still live on Noah's Ark Court in Evansville?
Yes.
And you're charged with speeding on a public highway by 19 miles per hour over the posted limit. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
Does the city have an offer for Ms. Shotliff this evening?
We would amend downward to speeding above by 11 to 50 miles per hour over.
11 to 15?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And what would the city recommend by way of a forfeiture?
Minimums, Your Honor.
So $98.80 inclusive of costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Shotliff, are you interested in taking the city's offer?
Yes, miss.
Okay, then how do you, I will amend as moved by the city. How do you plead to that amended violation?
Guilty.
I do find a factual basis for your plea. I'll accept your plea and find you guilty. I'll impose a forfeiture and costs totaling $98.80. Will you need more than 30 days to pay that?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll give you a copy of the judgment, and then you can be on your way. Thank you. City versus Allison Mall. Ms. Mall, do you live on Serene Court in Cross Plains?
Yes.
You're charged with speeding on a public highway by 15 miles per hour over the posted limit. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
And does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening?
Your Honor, the city would note that the ticket indicates the officer believes the speed was already over well beyond the actual cited violation. So the city has no offer to make this evening to Ms. Mall.
Okay. Ms. Mall, do you understand what Mr. Higgins just said?
Not really.
Okay. I haven't read the police report, but apparently what he's telling me and telling you is that while you were cited for going 15 miles per hour over the posted limit, specifically 40 miles an hour in a 25 zone, that you were actually going faster than that, and that he wrote the citation for a lower speed. In other words, he gave you a break when he wrote the ticket, is what the city is saying.
Your Honor,
Isn't that what the city's
I
saying?
apologize. I was reading too fast. That was incorrect of me, and I do apologize,
Okay.
ma'am. Given that I was reading too fast and I saw an incorrect number and I assumed that it meant something else, then what does that mean? I would amend downwards, Your Honor, to the range of 5 to 10 miles per hour over.
5 to 10 or 9 over? 9 is a 3-pointer,
5 to
10
9,
is
Your
4.
Honor. Yeah, 5 to 9.
Okay. And what would the city recommend by way of a forfeiture?
9 to 80, Your Honor.
Okay. So do you understand that now?
I think so.
He's offering to, he's asking me to amend, if you're willing to do this, to amend the citation to alleged speeding by 9 miles per hour over the posted limit, which is a 3-point ticket. Right now you're looking at 4.
Okay.
And he would also recommend the minimum forfeiture and costs, which is $98.80. Do you want to take the city up on that offer, or do you want to enter a plea of not guilty and see if you can work out something else? I won't hold it against you if you want to.
I'll take the offer.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Well, this is your decision, not theirs.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I will amend the citation as moved by the city. And how do you plead?
Guilty.
I will find a factual basis to find you guilty. I will find you guilty. Enter judgment on an amended citation alleging 9 over. I'll impose a forfeiture and cost totaling $98.80. Will you need more than 30 days to pay that?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you have a copy of the judgment that has information on how you can pay, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Yep. City versus Brian, is it Klimick or Klimek? Klimek. Klimek, thank you. Mr. Klimek, do you still live on 8th Street in Stoughton?
Yes, sir.
And you're charged with 3 violations. Operating a motor vehicle while your driving privileges were revoked. Displaying false registration plates. And operating a motor vehicle without proof of insurance. Let's start with the easy one first. Do you now have proof of insurance with you?
The insurance I do not, no.
Okay. And have your driving privileges been reinstated?
Yes, sir.
Can you show proof of that to the city, please?
I have a picture on my phone from the DMV that shows that it's valid.
That's fine.
Yep, that usually works.
It's got my name up on the top there, and Class D is valid.
Good, thank you.
And Mr. Higgins, does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening? Sorry, before you do that, let me ask this question first. Do you have insurance on your vehicle?
Not yet, not on that one. I have it on the prior one that those plates were attached to. And
Okay.
because I was revoked and everything, I have been waiting to make sure I get everything done.
Sure.
So,
Okay. So if the court were to give you time
Yeah.
to get those issues straightened out,
Yes,
is that
please.
something you can do?
yes, yes,
How long do you
please.
think it's going to take you?
Another 30 days, I think, should be enough.
Okay.
If that, I don't need much longer, however long it takes for everything here to get sorted out. I think I'm good now that I'm valid to get the insurance switched over and
Right,
everything.
but you've got to provide the city with proof of all of that.
Oh,
Mr.
sure.
Higgins,
Schedule them all for pretrial
yeah.
on the 20th.
What I'm thinking of doing is entering a not guilty plea on his behalf for all 3 citations, and then set it on for a status hearing on the 20th, you said?
For pretrial on the 20th?
Yeah, final pretrial on November 20th. So you wouldn't come back here, you'd be calling the city attorney's office.
Okay. I do have proof of the registration as well, because I
Okay.
think that that was tied to the plates, okay.
Right. So what you'll want to do before you call them on the 20th is get them copies of everything that's relevant to the discussion.
Sure.
And you can talk to Mr. Higgins later about, or you can talk to him right now about how to do that. I would guess you could just email it.
That works.
sir.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay.
I can forward all this to you then, like all the information? Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank
Right,
you.
so
All right.
if you and the city can come to an agreement on all of this, you shouldn't have to come back here then, okay?
Fantastic.
All right.
All right.
Don't go yet. We'll give you written notice of your, your pretrial conference. And again, that'll be over the phone, so you don't have to go to their office. And as I said, you want to make sure you get any relevant documents to them beforehand.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're good to
Good
go
night.
then. Thank you. Mark McNett. City versus Mark McNett. Mr. McNett, do you still live on Prestige Court in Edgerton?
Correct.
And you are charged with making an unsafe lane deviation. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
All right. Does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. McNett, the city's not making an offer to resolve the case tonight, so you have a couple of options. You could plead guilty or no contest tonight, and I would find you guilty. And in all likelihood, I would impose a forfeiture of $98.80 by way of penalty. The Division of Motor Vehicles would assess 4 demerit points against your driver's license then. Or, if you plead not guilty tonight, I will schedule your case for a pretrial phone conference, and you can talk to the city attorney's office and see if the 2 of you can work a different disposition out. So what would you like to do tonight?
I mean, can you look at the first officer said he wasn't going to cite me.
Yeah, there isn't really time to do
3
that.
days later, I got this.
Yeah, there isn't time to do that
Okay.
this
Then
evening.
I'll pay it. This is
Well, I mean, if
enough
you want to
crap
call
already.
him up.
No.
Okay, hang on. It's my turn to talk now. if you want to call him up and discuss the matter and see if something else can be worked out, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind, they don't mind, it's part of our jobs. If you just want to get it over with tonight, that's your right as well. So what would you like to do?
I guess I can give him a call. The officer told me to come in and fight it. The same officer that told me
Okay,
to not.
the way we do that is you talk to the city first,
Okay.
okay? And if you don't get it worked out, well, then we'll schedule it for a trial, and you can call any witnesses you might have. I'll listen to both sides of the story, I'll listen to all the testimony, and I'll decide whether or not you're guilty, okay?
All right.
If you can work it out with the city, you may not have to come back here at all.
I would probably just go on whatever was decided that time.
Okay.
That would already be a second time.
We'll give you a written notice here of a pretrial conference, so it'll be on,
It's December 4th.
okay, December 4th, and it'll be a phone conference.
Numbers on the back.
So give the city a call and see if you can work things out, okay?
Okay. Okay. The top number. All right, thanks.
All set?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going off the officer. He said, come in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
People came in late.
Okay.
Put their names back.
So, who's left? I'll take the front row first. Yes, what's your name, ma'am? I'm sorry, last name? Belvy? BJ, oh yeah, okay, got it. City versus Beldy. Come on up to the podium, please, ma'am. Ms. Beldy, do you still live on Broadway in Stoughton?
Yes.
And you are charged with disorderly conduct involving a motor vehicle.
Involving a motor vehicle?
No, that can't be right.
Something else comes through, Ron. Do you have the actual ticket?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
Disorderly.
You've been cited with violating the city ordinance against disorderly conduct. That means that it is alleged that in a public or a private place you engaged in conduct that was abusive, indecent, unreasonably loud, violent, or otherwise disorderly, that could tend to cause or provoke a disturbance. So do you understand what the city is saying you did? Just the nature of the charge. We're not going into the facts here just yet.
Yes.
Okay. Does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Beldy, you've got a couple choices here. If you plead guilty or no contest this evening, I would find you guilty, and in all likelihood, I would impose a forfeiture and costs totaling $124. On the other hand, if you want to discuss the matter with the city attorney's office and see if you can come up with some alternative disposition, then I would enter a not guilty plea on your behalf and schedule the matter for a pretrial phone conference on December 4th, right? So what would you like to do this evening? Do you want time to talk to the city, or do you just want to get it over with tonight? We're not going to have a trial tonight. I just want to make sure you understand that.
I want to pay the penalties for what I had done, but I would like to reduce it from disorderly conduct to something lesser, if
Okay.
possible.
I will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf then, and we'll schedule this for a phone pretrial conference with the city attorney's office. We'll give that to you in writing, so don't go away just yet. If you can get things worked out, you won't have to come back here. On the other hand, if you can't, then we would schedule this for a trial. That would probably be in January, I'm guessing. And then you could bring any witnesses that you might have. If you don't have any witnesses, you can still tell me your side of the story. The city will call whatever witnesses they might have. I'll listen to what they have to say, and then decide whether you're guilty or not and what your sentence ought to be. Okay?
Thank you.
In any
Your Honor.
event, just so you're clear, jail is not an option. This is a municipal ordinance violation, so the only penalty is going to be a monetary one. So please be sure you make that call, because if you don't, the city attorney will assume that you don't want to contest the matter anymore. That's what they'll tell me. I'll find you guilty and impose a forfeiture. So it's important that you make the call. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is that, I should have asked, the time that they've given you, is that going to interfere with work or anything?
It's so far in advance. Knowing my schedule, I believe that I can make that.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
What date is that, Your Honor?
That's December 4.
4th, thank you.
Okay, you're good to go. Thank you. And the folks in the back, what's the last name, please?
Carlos, C-A-R-L-O.
That's the last name?
Yeah.
Okay. City versus Leonardo Carlos?
Yeah.
Got it. Come on up, Mr. Carlos.
He is 16.
Yeah.
He should have been here last.
No.
and didn't catch up. You might want to reschedule.
Yeah,
This is on
Mr.
TV.
Carlos, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
you were given an incorrect court date, because you should be in with the other juvenile matters. So I'm going to, without doing anything else tonight, I'm going to reschedule this to the juvenile court time, which will be November 11?
13.
November 13th at 5 o'clock. So
Alright.
same place, same time, but November 13th.
I'll send you a notice.
And we'll send you written notice.
Through mail?
Yeah. Oh, do you still live on Shirley Street in Stoughton?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You might want to write that date and time down anyway, just in case. Okay?
Alright,
All right, with that, you're free to go.
alright, thank you.
Thank you.
What day is this, Steve?
Wednesday.
November 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that got through.
No, that happens.
It's dangerous when you're
Okay,
TV.
I don't see any other cases, so in,
One though before you.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
defaulted.
Thank you.
What is the name?
Tracy,
Last name Tracy, yes.
is that on the calendar here?
It's, she's on the list, yes.
Okay.
Page.
City versus Marissa Tracy. Ms. Tracy does not appear. She was cited for non-registration of a motor vehicle. Mr. Higgins, the court received a letter from DMV,
I got that online. She
S-
sent the payment.
okay, stating that the vehicle now is properly registered. Does the city have a motion?
Your Honor, that was Miss Tracius. I'm looking for the file.
Tracy.
Oh, Marissa Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I heard
That's
the
the
wrong
last name.
This is just registration of motor vehicle, okay.
Right.
The city would move to dismiss the case then, Your Honor.
Okay. So, and I will dismiss then. Any bond that's been posted will be returned to her. Thank you. Is that it then?
That's for initial.
Okay.
I have 3 requests to reopen at 6.
Okay. In all other matters that were calendared for 5 o'clock this evening where the defendants have failed to appear, I will find them guilty by default. I will order them to pay forfeiture and costs as listed on the citations they were issued. As far as those who have already paid, They've paid. Those who have just been found guilty by default, I will authorize 30 days to pay. Does the city have anything else with regard to those cases?
No, Your Honor. I do not believe so, no.
Okay, thank you.
Is he gonna be staying for the hearings?
Yeah, are you gonna stay for the 6 o'clocks then?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, well then we're in recess until 6. Okay, this is City versus Samantha Margaret Carney, Carney.
He does not have the records.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
not- and he's looking though, it's
She-
not on that list.
Right. This is a motion to reopen. She was cited for displaying unauthorized vehicle registration plates with a final pretrial date of September 11. She was defaulted. She's asking that the case be reopened, stating that the reason for that is that she missed the pretrial date and didn't see it. Given the nature of the citation, I'd be inclined to grant the motion to reopen, thinking that she can probably get the plate issue fixed.
I agree, Your Honor.
Okay.
In opposition.
All right. I'll grant that then. And then a second one, City versus Troy Moore, Moore, operating after revocation. Initial appearance date of October 16th.
Last year.
Oh, no, 24.
That's incorrect.
Okay, it's a year ago, 23.
Right. I'm not sure about
No, that sounds right. Apparently, the defendant was charged with operating after revocation, was convicted. I don't know if it was by default or if it was an in-person plea.
that. Failed to appear at the
Failed to appear. Defendant's asking that the judgment be vacated and the case reopened because the defendant has reinstated their DL and is in compliance with a payment plan, apparently still owes $44, and is wondering if the citation can be changed for less points. I guess the fact that they've reinstated, what's the city's thinking on that, on vacating the judgment?
Just to clarify, Your Honor, was that a 2023 initial case?
Yeah,
And this defendant failed to appear in 2023 or in 2024?
23.
Right.
And when were they defaulted?
It's actually September 20th, 23. I'm not sure how that.
Oh, so that was over a year ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
The city would oppose that motion to reopen, Your Honor.
yeah,
Okay.
and I agree. 13 months is a little long to wait. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I will call City of Stoughton versus Yolanda Sane. It's a motion to reopen. Defendant was charged with retail theft, was given a pretrial date of September 4th. Defaulted when the case was next called, and is moving to reopen because grandmother recently passed away. And they were defaulted when?
September 4th.
September 4th. So 6 weeks ago. What's the city's position?
The city would not oppose that motion, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll grant the motion then. And then we'll send her notice.
The next one.
Okay.
I will be here cleaning up if anybody comes here.
Well, Camus is supposed to be here.
No, he's not scheduled. It's just, I have him.
Oh, I
on
thought we were
as
gonna
a-
bring him in.
No, I have him on, I said I just wanted to make sure he was making the payment.
Okay, yeah, as long as he makes his payments,
Yeah,
that's fine.
And I just want to have it on the schedule
Okay.
each month. So that
Do we have anything else for
That's
6
it.
o'clock then?
No.
Mr. Higgins, do you have anything else for me?
We had several cases that I was given notes in regards to, but I'm not certain why they are not here, so I will let Isaac address those at the next.
These were all non-appearances, just for the judge to review the paperwork.
Understood.
They were agreements.
Okay.
I'm sending copies to Isaac as
Yeah.
to the final outcome.
Okay.
That's generally how we did that, so.
Perfect, yeah,
Okay,
sounds great.
then we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Citation number BK 117610-3, display of unauthorized vehicle registration plate. Ms. Carney has moved to have the judgment of conviction in this matter reopened because she missed her pretrial date on September 11th. Ma'am, do you have proof that you've got your vehicle properly registered now?
Yes, so that car, when the cop that was here at the first court date, because that was at court date when there was like everybody and their mom was here, so we didn't have enough time to go over it. That's why
Yep,
that
yep,
one.
yep,
So that car, I didn't know that those plates didn't go to that car. So when I called the guy who I bought the car from, and the police officer that was sitting here last time talked to Brennan, he was like, I don't know what the fork that guy's got going
Okay,
on. Just give the
ma'am,
car
just-
back.
I don't
So I
need-
did that.
ma'am, I
I
don't-
gave the car back, and I have a police report to say that I gave the car back because that car, he couldn't give me the title to register the vehicle, is what the problem was.
Okay.
And that's
here's-
in the police report.
Hey, okay, just take
Well, I've
it
been
easy.
dealing with this for like 4 months,
Okay,
so
just
it's
take it easy.
ridiculous.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grant your motion to vacate the judgment, and then we'll give you a new pretrial date so
Okay.
that you can talk to the city attorney's office and explain all of this to them
Okay.
at that time. If you have any written documentation as to any of this, please send it to them as far in advance of that phone call as you can manage.
Okay,
But it's real important that you do make the call at the time that we're going to give you. It'll
Send
be,
it to her, if you could make sure we have your correct address, I think. you
Yeah,
might have
okay.
moved in between.
Yeah,
What's-
that's-
what's your address?
even now I don't have like a stable address.
Where do you get your mail?
To my parents' house, which is in Poynette, which is not relevant because I don't go out there.
Okay, where can we send written notice in the mail?
To, I guess, my parents' house, which is 321 South Main Street.
Okay, slow down.
I just ran like 4 miles to make it to this court date.
I know,
It's really frustrating and overwhelming.
I'm sure you
Zip
are.
code? Zip,
53955.
Okay,
thank you.
so I'm vacating the judgment
Okay,
and reopening the case, and we'll send notice to this address, 321 South Main Street in Poynette,
yes.
of the date and time to call the city attorney's office, and that'll be in December now?
December 4th.
Yeah, it'll be in December.
Okay.
I can really
That's the soonest we can do it.
No, I know, it's not your fault. It's my, I should have just,
3:30.
3:30 on December 4th,
Send her a notice.
and we'll mail notice to the Main Street address in Poynette,
okay.
okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't realize this was how it worked, so my bad. And like I said, I just ran like 3 miles to make
No,
you, I'm
it's
sweaty.
okay, it's okay.
So I'm like, blah, 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 so I'm sorry.
No, I get it, I get it.
Okay, so I thank you for your
Send
time.
that notice.
We'll
okay.
send notice in the mail, so I hope you're on good enough terms with your folks to get your mail there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And I hope your fuel pump is okay now.
Oh, no, yeah, I drive a BMW, so, yeah, probably $1,000 later, it should be. I'm just gonna give you this number with the fish report number on it, so you can.
I can't pull it close, unfortunately,
Oh, so I just need to email to you? Or how am I supposed to
Yeah,
do it?
send it via email.
But, yeah, it's.
Well, if I thought they would've been able to get it, it would've just been done and over with.
Well,
This is
except,
5 months of just trying to prove that I didn't, this wasn't my car.
okay. Doesn't matter if it's your car or not. If you're driving a vehicle that doesn't have the proper license plates on it, that's on you.
Right.
Right, okay. We're not gonna discuss
Okay.
it tonight, though, okay? All right, with that, we're adjourned again.